Just look at this image for a second. The power, the movement, the feeling of breath itself. In this explainer, we're diving deep into the story of the force behind it all, Vayu, the ancient, unseen, and incredibly powerful Vedic god of the wind.
Let's start with this one question, because honestly, it gets to the very heart of everything we're about to explore. What if that simple, automatic thing you're doing right this second, breathing, was actually a direct line to some ancient cosmic power?
Well, in the Vedic worldview, it absolutely is. That god is Vayu. He is the living embodiment of breath, of motion, and of those vital currents that animate the entire universe. He's literally the force in the air you're breathing in right now.
So, to really get a handle on why this god of breath is so important, we have to start at the beginning. Who exactly is Vayu in this vast Vedic tradition?
Okay, so his name, Vayu, literally means the blower or the purifier. He's this invisible, super swift force that commands the space between heaven and earth, which, is a really crucial realm in Vedic thought.
And his origins? They're just as profound as his power. Some stories say he was born from the very breath of the creator god Prajapati. Others say he's the son of the cosmic mother Aditi. Either way, he's directly connected to the other major gods. And, most importantly, he's the guardian of Prana Vayu, that vital breath that keeps all life going.
But, a name and a family tree only tell us so much. To really understand Vayu's personality and his power, we've got to look at the stories. The myths are where he truly comes alive.
So the main image you get of him is just one of incredible speed and unstoppable motion. Picture him racing across the sky in this shining chariot, often carrying other gods like Indra, the king of the heavens, straight into battle.
And this is what's so interesting. This duality is at the very core of who he is, and it perfectly mirrors the nature of wind itself, right? On one hand, he's the gentle, life-giving breeze that whispers secrets. On the other, he's the destructive storm that purifies everything by scattering evil and fanning cosmic fires. And his power wasn't just some abstract idea. Oh no, the later epic stories, the Puranas, are just filled with his heroic interventions. He fathered the incredibly strong hero Bhima in the Mahabharata. He helped the gods in this huge universe-creating event, and he even acted as an invisible ally, literally blowing away disease.
And a lot of what we know about his power comes from some of the oldest sacred texts in the world, the Rigveda, where he is just praised in these incredible, powerful hymns.
Now, this was not a minor detail. In the superstructured rituals of the time, being offered the very first sip of soma, this divine drink of immortality and power, that signified his supreme importance. It meant he was the swiftest, the most essential.
You can see it right here in the text. These ancient hymns, like this one from the very beginning of the Rigveda, they're calling out to him directly, asking him to come and accept their offerings before any other god.
So what this really affirms is his fundamental role as the life-infusing breath. The thinking was, without Vayu, without air, without breath, no sacred ritual, and in fact, no life could even begin. He had to come first.
And what's so cool is that this huge cosmic role also scales right down to a personal one. Here, a hymn shifts from all that cosmic praise to a direct, practical plea. Hey Vayu, protect our herds. It shows this real, guardian-like relationship people had with them.
And that ancient plea for protection has evolved in some really fascinating ways. Today, people still connect with that same energy, that force of movement and new beginnings, seeking guidance not for their herds but from modern ventures, like launching a business or sealing a new partnership.
This brings us to Vayu's living legacy, which is still powerfully present in the practice of Vedic astrology, or Jyotisha.
So, in Vedic astrology, Vayu's essence is captured in a specific part of the zodiac called Swati Nakshatra. And just think about its symbol, a young sprout swaying in the breeze. I mean, it perfectly embodies his qualities, right? Flexibility, resilience, and that constant, gentle motion.
So it makes sense that people who are strongly influenced by this star are said to have Vayu's qualities. They tend to be free-spirited, really skilled communicators, and adaptable thinkers who can sway without breaking. Their special power is even called Prana Shakti, the ability to bring people together.
Now this table kind of maps out the astrological DNA of Swati. We won't break down every single term, but just notice how it all connects back to Vayu.
You've got the air element for intellectual flow, the Vata dosha or body type representing that airy vitality, and even the influence of the planet Rahu, which adds this layer of innovation and desire to Vayu's free-flowing nature.
Okay, so let's bring all of this together and really look at what Vayu's enduring legacy is. Where do we see this unseen force today?
Vayu's journey travels this direct line from a primal force worshipped in ancient rituals straight into our lives today, as this subtle but powerful influence in astrology and philosophy. He's that force that breaks up stagnation and inspires new movement.
And these myths, they remind us of a pretty profound truth, that our own breath, every single inhale and exhale, connects us to this vast cosmic rhythm. Our individual lives are just part of a much larger universal breath.
So, if our life is just one breath in this huge cosmic cycle, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What are the invisible forces, the winds of change and inspiration, the Vayus, that are guiding your path?